So, this week's story time is actually a new story. It's from last weekend. I was doing my usual permacast thing at Fantasy Alive, and this might take a little explaining. You see, just so people are all caught up to speed, my full name is Robin Wood. Now, that joke you just thought of about the guy in green tights with a bow and arrow, yeah, you're not the first to think about that. You're really not. But hold on to that thought, because it's gonna get interesting in a second. You see, what happened was, for one of the roles they sent out, I think we were orcs, I can't remember, but they sent out a bunch of us, and I was one of the people with, actually, no, when I think about it, it was 3 of us, I think, maybe 4, no, 3. Anyways, when they sent me out, I went out with a bow and arrow. Now, as I've said in previous videos, I kinda grew up in the forest. So yeah, I grew up in the forest, my name is Robin Wood, and I went out with a bow and arrow. Now, you see, have you ever heard the term self-fulfilling prophecy? Think about that, and apply it to the jokey that you thought of a few seconds ago. Now, you see, what was kind of interesting is when they went out, we actually snuck up on the tavern because there was no one out guarding the front of it, and as in other Storytime videos, I'm not going to give away anyone's real name, mostly because I can't remember them, but, we snuck up on the tavern, and we were getting in position. We were about to jump into the tavern and hit some players, scare them, probably go out in a blaze of glory, who knows what happened, when one of the players actually came out the front entrance. And in just the heat of the moment, just a reaction shot, I fired an arrow, took this guy down. It was a new character, put him down in just one hit. Gone. It was fantastic. And the door shut almost immediately after, and we, dragged him off to the side, because we don't actually drag him, but you get the general idea. Anyways, it was kind of amazing, because one shot down. But what made it especially good is, the players started coming out the front door. They opened it, they saw us was out. I had another arrow knocked ready. I aimed. They backed off. And, I fired the arrow. Now, the arrow went in the door. It bounced off a wall and came down and hit, character guys at Fantasy Alive will know of, Samwise. Yeah, I bounced an arrow off of a wall and hit Samwise, and he took it. Didn't call any, defenses or dodges or anything. He took the arrow. I hit him by bouncing it off a wall and over a couple of players to nag him. It was just, it was amazing, not gonna lie. This was just a moment of, like, for that moment, I was in just as much shock as the players, because I didn't know that was gonna hit anyone. I just fired the arrow in the door, and it nailed Samwise. And the reason this is kind of funny is Samwise is a long-running player. He's also one of the town's, I think he's one of their most important healers, definitely one of the bigger ones. It was, kind of amazing for me, because in that same moment, not only am I wowed and amazed by my own skill, which, is pretty amazing, I am an awesome person, but it's also this moment where I have to sit there and I think, oh dear God, that horrible joke was right. I really am Robin Hood. Yeah. It's just, moments like that. I mean, I didn't actually end up killing anyone. I mean, I am an NPC. That's not my job. My job is usually to die. One of the players who's actually a ranking person in-game who plays a knight actually talked down the situation and got us to surrender without anyone actually, dying. Which was kind of amazing to see that players could actually talk down an encounter, which, it's always fun. It's just, for me personally, it was a moment, it's like, how did that even work? How did that hit him? I mean, the first one, I get it. He pops up the door, I hit him by surprise. Yeah, that's one thing. but I bounced an arrow over people off a wall into one of their bigger healers. How does that even happen? Oh, still, it's good stuff overall. This video is taking longer than I thought it would for a short story like this. Still, good times. You know what? This is why I love going out to LARPs. Because sometimes, not always, but sometimes you just get that moment where just the smallest thing happens, but it makes you feel so awesome and powerful as a result. And mind you, I was also playing an NPC there. That wasn't even my own character, so, fun. Anyways, that's all for Storytime this week. As always, I'm Robin Wood. This is LARP Ontario. Please subscribe if you get the chance, and as we say in Nerdfighteria, don't forget to be awesome.